What is the biggest bedroom mistake a guy can do?
Not listening to a lady. A guy can sometimes be very selfish and just want to get off himself and not listen to the lady's needs. So communication is a massive, massive key.
So how should he ask for what she likes? How would you ask?
Talk. Do you like that? Does that feel nice? Are you comfortable doing that? Does that feel good? Things like that. If she says, no, not really, then, okay, what would you like? Talk about it before, talk about it after. Did you enjoy me doing that? And so then the next time the experience is even better for the lady.
I think that's already a sexy thing to say. It's like dirty talk.
Listen, for me, my biggest kink, and I've been in the industry a long, long time, I get off on seeing the lady come. That's what really gets me hard.
Wow.
So that's my Keiran Lee claim to fame is that's what I really enjoy. So if I see a girl that is, loving the scene, then my dick is like that all day. So.
Wow, that's good. Do you think women like dominant men?
Sometimes, yeah. I think some women really, really enjoy a man being dominant. And some girls are a little bit apprehensive of it, But I think it has to be done in the right environment, in a real controlled environment. You have to have that trust together. Listen, two strangers off the street and a guy coming in, choking, slapping a girl, sometimes I don't think is the right thing to do because, you might be pushing a boundary that she might not like.
So it's all about consent?
Consent and communication.
Yeah. Okay. Are you in an open relationship or are you more into monogamy?
A little bit of both. Look, my wife loves the ladies, so who am I to say no, you're not? Also, it's very difficult to say, yeah, I'm into monogamy when I do what I do for a living. I work maybe 20 times a month. So, but at home, we're very different people. You have Keiran, the performer, who goes to set, and then you also have Keiran, the husband and father, which is very different. I like doing very basic things in a very normal, standard life.
So when you are the private person, you don't really have an open relationship? You do it just when you work?
Listen, for me, when I'm at home, I have sex all week with different people. So to have that one-on-one quality time with my wife, I don't really want to share it with anyone else. I love that time with my wife, and it's very special and important to me.
Understandable.
Yeah.
What do you think? How much money should a guy make so a woman can feel comfortable?
How much should a guy make to make a woman feel comfortable? In what sense? In the porn industry or life in general?
In life in general.
Listen, it doesn't matter what sex you are. As long as you're the best person for the job, I think you should be paid an equal amount.
That's a very good answer.
It's just a simple answer, really. I'm not a big fan of a man should be paid more because he's a man. Listen, if you are the best person for the job, you are the best person and you should be paid handsomely for it.
What is the biggest mistake a guy can do when he wants to approach a woman?
Be a sleazeball, be cheesy and think that he's God's gift to women because every woman has a different type. You might be a Greek god and Adonis, but your personality might suck. And that's what a lady might go for, a personality. So just don't be a douche.
So how would you approach a woman on the street?
Thankfully, I'm married for 14 years, so I don't have to do that anymore. But if I did, just be polite, I'm one of them. I'm a big fan of humor. So I like to, make a lady smile, laugh and joke instead of coming up with all the, the cheesy pickup lines and things like that.
So being authentic, being honest.
Being authentic, being yourself, because if you're yourself, a lady might get to know that person and fall madly in love with you. Thankfully, my wife did. She likes my cheesy jokes.
Did you approach her on the street?
No. At a convention.
Okay.
Yeah.
How long should a man last in the bedroom?
How long should a man listen? It's a loaded question, that one. Again, for me, if I see a lady enjoying herself, I'll go all night because that is my kink. Some guys, they can't last that long. It may be physically impossible for them to that. That's when a man has to learn his own body and learn, I'm getting too excited on that. Maybe I need to step back and do something else. Maybe go into a position that's not as comfortable for him to lower his climax. And then, that's the kind of way that I would look at it.
That's actually a good tip for guys to last a little longer.
Yeah, listen. Sometimes take yourself out of that comfort. Take yourself away from the pleasure and go into something a little bit more uncomfortable, because that's going to lower your chances of climaxing.
Wow, that's a good tip. Guys, take notes.
Yeah.
Do you believe in love?
Yeah, massively. Listen, I've been in the industry 24 years, and I never thought I would meet anybody, to spend the rest of my life with. But here I am, happily married for 12 years, been together with my beautiful wife for 15. So yeah, I definitely believe in love.
Congratulations. And to how many people did you say those words, I love you?
To me, my mum, my sister, my nan. I'm not a big affectionate person in them sense. I don't throw around the love word randomly. So my wife and my children.
You have to really feel it to say it.
Yeah. Listen, if you say it to anybody randomly, you're lying.
Yeah, that's true. What is your favorite type of threesome?
Again, that all depends. What in a work situation, if it's two girls that really get along and their chemistry is fantastic, listen, what man's gonna say, I don't love having two girls? Sometimes it can be tricky, because if two girls don't really get along, it's a hard day at the office. So that's when I'd prefer to work alongside like one of my friends and do a boy girl, because you work together and you have a good time. And then listen, that's a lot of ladies' fantasies, so you're pleasing the lady in that sense. So you know what, if two guys can work well and fulfill her fantasies and dreams, then who am I to say no?
And what was your best threesome experience?
Best threesome experience? There's a couple there. I would say one of my favorite of all time would be Brandy Love and Alexis Fox. The chemistry on set that day was unbelievable. There's a few others where it's more than a threesome. It's more of me and 4 or 5 girls. My office foreplay I used to shoot for Brazzers, they were some of my favorite days, because I handpicked the girls, not on looks, but on personalities and chemistry with each other. So the dynamic on set was fantastic.
Do you think a woman ever faked an orgasm to you?
Oh yeah, probably. Loads of that. Listen, I'm a fool to think otherwise. Look, sometimes it's her job to look like she's having the best time of her life, and maybe what she's thinking is, I can't wait to get home and, go and have a nice bath and watch Netflix. So the quicker I can come, the quicker I can get this over with.
And do you think you noticed it?
No. I'll be honest again. No, I don't know. She's maybe a fantastic actress.
Maybe.
Or maybe every girl did come. I don't know. Maybe I'm the God's gift to men, but I highly doubt that.
Does it matter to you?
No, not at all. Listen, each one of us on each person's cup of tea. I might not be your cup of tea, you might not be mine, but when we're in this industry, people forget that it's a job at the end of the day. And listen, if you're professional and courteous to each other, it's no different to working in a grocery store or a bank or any other job.
Would it matter to you if your wife would fake an orgasm?
I don't know, maybe she wants to get to bed quicker, so if she wants to fake an orgasm and go to bed quicker, then fair play to her. You listen, she's had many a real orgasm, so I'll take that.
Do you think size matters?
No, not at all. Listen, I was luckily blessed with a large appendage. It might be painful for some ladies. They might prefer a smaller one. It goes back to the old cliche of if you know what to do with it, doesn't matter of the size.
Do you think there's a minimum size?
No, again, each lady's different. Some ladies might prefer a really small penis. They might get off on the fact that, they're pleasuring someone with a smaller penis. And so, no, size doesn't matter at all.
What do you think? Women like you to finish where?
I think a lot of ladies like cream pies. I think a lot of ladies like to come inside them because it's very intimate. I know with my wife, she prefers me to come inside of her. It's that chemistry, that intimacy of coming inside someone. And I know from my experience, a lot of girls really enjoy cream pies.
So that's the most intimate place you can come?
I think so. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah.
Do you like when she swallows it?
She doesn't really swallow it, I'll be honest. Like, I don't know. Maybe this is me being selfish, but I like to see my artwork, shall I say, my my Picasso penis painting, so I like to see that. So that's more of a male thing. I think for me, swallowing it saves me getting a towel, I guess. So,
Do you know your body count?
not a chance. I'm up to 6,500 scenes. I couldn't tell you. I've got not a clue in. Yeah.
Do you think it matters at all?
No, not really. You know, it's one of them. I think once you go past a certain number, it is what it is at that time. You're always going to get tarnished with a brush of you're a man whore or this. At that point, it is what it is.
Would you prefer a woman with a low body count?
No, not really. Listen, who am I to judge? I have a huge body count. She might have a huge body count, but for us, that could be in your past, it could be in my past. It's the present and the future that all that matters.
Yeah, we're at the same page there. What's your name and where can we find you?
Keiran Lee. Many people know me from Brazzers.com and Pornhub, OnlyFans. Basically, the old man with the white beard on the internet and not Father Christmas. Oh.